EA just dropped the latest title update for Madden 24, and it came just a little bit earlier than expected because we just got 2 updates in November. One was a couple of weeks ago, so I wasn't sure that they would drop one during the first week of December. I thought we'd maybe have to wait until next week, but they actually pushed one out today, earlier this morning, and it's not one of the bigger updates of the year. It's a little bit of a smaller one. Again, because we got 2 updates last month, it kind of makes sense why it would be a little smaller, which means the next big update could maybe be in a couple of weeks, much like they did in November. It seems like they might be on a new cadence with the updates because as of the last year, we really were only seeing one big update a month, and every once in a while we'd see a second small one, but they actually dropped 2 decent sized updates in November, and now they're coming with a smaller one to begin December. So I think a bigger one is probably on the way in a few weeks, much like they did last month. But if you don't want to miss out on any of these future updates, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on. That way you never miss any of these videos when they go live. Now in today's update, we've got a few gameplay fixes, we've got some franchise bug fixes, some Ultimate Team bug fixes, and we also got a little bit of player likeness, but not nearly as much as I was hoping we'd get. So they start out the update by saying happy holidays and welcome back to the Gridiron Notes. Today we're going to keep it short and sweet as we have another Gridiron Notes coming out later today with more details about what is coming this holiday season. Now the holiday season part of things I think is mostly just Ultimate Team focused. They did drop another Gridiron Notes, but it basically was just going over some of the Zero Chill program that's going to be happening in Ultimate Team over the next few weeks as we lead up to Christmas, and the different sponsored streams and things that they'll have going on where you can earn drops and packs and stuff like that as well. Nothing too crazy, basically the norm every December. But as far as Ultimate Team is concerned as a whole right now, it does seem like the community has been in a bit of an uproar over the state of Ultimate Team. I'll be honest, I don't play the mode anymore. I did play it for some years. I've kind of left it in the past. It's just not for me anymore, so I'm not as up to date on every little thing that's going on with the mode. But on Twitter, I've seen fellow content creators and just people that play the game complaining about things like pack odds, the reward system, some of the head-to-head stuff not working and not tracking properly for both rewards and just for the leaderboards in general. All things which are very valid criticisms if they are true, which I assume they are because everybody's complaining about them. But again, I just don't play the mode anymore, so I'm not really tapped in with how things are going. It seemed like the past couple of years, Ultimate Team has definitely been more of a roller coaster as far as the community's concerned. There have been pack strikes, there have been people just not happy with kind of the direction the mode has gone down. They've removed the old weekend league, which people loved. The reward system has gotten worse. The field passes have kind of been more of a miss than a hit in terms of how a lot of people view it. But on this channel, we really don't cover Ultimate Team a whole lot, so it's just kind of not my audience. But I do know if you are an Ultimate Team player, if you dabble in it, you know, there's definitely some things going on right now, and hopefully EA will address those things and listen to the community feedback. But it definitely seems like the mode over the past few years has gone even more pay to play, gotten a little bit too grindy at times, and could definitely use some adjustments to kind of help balance things out better. So let's get into the gameplay updates. It says here that they fixed an issue granting blockers a significant bonus to win chance on RPO plays versus defensive sets with 3 or less pass rushers. There is an exploit prevention logic that increases the offensive line blocking win chance when heavy offensive sets are matched up against light sub defensive sets with 3 or less bigs rushing the passer. This logic was activating on RPO plays incorrectly, so this is actually a really good fix. What was happening here is when you would run RPO plays this year, even if you had the correct defensive set on the field, a lot of times your guys would still get pancaked. Now this pancake system that is in the game for run plays is really meant for like if you're coming out in a dollar set and you're trying to defend a set that has like 2 tight ends, it's a heavy set, a set that's more of a running offensive set, and you're coming out on defense in a very pass heavy set and you have lighter bodies on the field and you don't have a lot of big guys up front. They put that in the game to kind of balance the fact that people were able to stop the run sometimes too easily out of heavy pass defensive sets versus heavy offensive run sets. The problem is this was triggering against sets that it wasn't supposed to all year, and I'm kind of surprised it took them this long to fix it, but that is definitely a good update. Now RPOs will still be good and still be the run type of choice, but they won't be quite as overpowered as they were before. Hold up, stop right there. If you like money and you know sports, then you've got to be on Underdog Fantasy. Their pick'em game game allows you to choose from a wide variety of player stats, and all you simply have to do is pick higher or lower, and if you know sports at all, this really isn't that hard, and if they hit, you win money. And the best part about Underdog Fantasy is if you sign up using my promo code RAY, R-A-Y, they're going to give you a free play at sign up, and they're also going to double your first deposit up to $100. So at sign up, basically, they will give you a random player that all he has to do is get a single yard. Usually it's a quarterback, sometimes it could be a running back or a receiver, but it'll be a random player to get 1 yard, and if it hits, you win. So they help you win some free money right out the gate, plus they give you the deposit match so that you have free money to play with. For this Thursday's night game, it's going to be Jalen Warren to get a single yard, and if you want to play for Sunday, it'll be Dak Prescott, and for Monday Night Football, it'll be Tua Tagovailoa. And no matter when you sign up to play, if it's weeks from now, there will still always be a free play just like this. It'll just be a random player, usually a quarterback. Remember, sign up using code RAY to get the free plays and get the $100 deposit match. You just can't beat it. They also did some tuning to reduce the catch penalty on catches where the receiver has to catch the ball behind or use a back shoulder catch. We know there's a lot of issues with drops. There's still going to be a lot of issues with drops, but it sounds like they may have fixed one of them right here. They also fixed an issue in pass block targeting that was allowing a pass rusher through unblocked when hovering a defender over the A gap in the $32 DB fire press play. So there's been a popular defense out of the dollar formation where you can get an A gap rush from the linebacker. You don't even have to use this play. You can use other plays to get this. I'm hearing that this still works. I've seen on Twitter people say this still works. So whatever they tried to patch here, maybe they patched one way to do it, but the overall A gap out of dollar still works. I've posted about it on my Patreon for the Patreon members so that they know the best defense in the game right now. So if you want to check that out, there is a link in the description to join my Patreon. It still works. So I don't know what they patched here, but they didn't do a good enough job. Now for franchise mode, they said that they had some fixes, but they didn't really get too specific in the patch notes here. It says that they fixed various server issues that would cause disconnects, and they fixed various stability crash issues, which is a good thing. The less crashing, the less disconnects, the better. We don't want to see any of that, but they didn't really fix anything else that may have been a problem. Now, I will say I've talked to some franchise mode players, and from what I've gathered, it sounds like franchise mode is in a pretty decent spot right now. There obviously have been disconnects and crashes. We kind of see that every year, but there hasn't been anything too major. I know some people are still complaining about draft class issues, but the people I've talked to that play the mode say that they're not having issues with that. I think if you're trying to still use a draft class that was created before they fixed the issue, that draft class won't work. It has to be a newly created draft class since it was patched a couple of months ago. And as far as the fatigue issue that's going on right now, it is a bit of an issue, but there is a pretty easy workaround for it. So it's kind of partially an issue, but partially the way people are setting up their franchises at times. So if you're turning up the fatigue slider, your players are gonna fatigue faster. And if you kind of compare that with the progressive fatigue that is now in the game, you will lose players late in the season because they're never getting back over the auto sub level in the game. So what you need to do is not raise the fatigue so much. And also when you're doing your practices throughout the week, make sure you're not constantly practicing all of your starters in full pads for the entire season so that they will be usable later in the season. And in terms of franchise mode crossplay, it is said to still be coming soon. I've talked about it in previous videos. I still keep getting asked about it. They did a play test for the franchise mode crossplay about a month ago, maybe 3 weeks to a month ago at this point. It's concluded. They may still be doing more testing to make sure that everything is going to work properly when they put it in the game and they don't have server and disconnect issues, which, look, we already have those in the game year to year. So they're definitely not going to put crossplay through until they know it's ready, but it should be coming soon as they have been doing play tests and it's closer to being in the game than not being in the game. Now for Superstar mode, they also fixed a few issues. It says here that they fixed an issue where drive goals were not granting XP, which is good. They fixed an issue where users were not able to access the showdown mode, which is insane that, you can't access the new mode in the game, but it sounds like that is fixed. And they also fixed various crash and script loss issues. So if you were having problems with that, you should be good to go now. Now, we did get some NFL authenticity, some player likeness updates, but once again, it's smaller than ever, and I'm just not really sure why. And the 3 people that got updates are pretty random, in my opinion. They're all like backup quarterbacks. So the Jets' new quarterback, Brett Rippin, I think is how you say his name, he now has his player likeness in the game. Now, he is currently a free agent in the game. With the roster update tomorrow, he should move over to the Jets if he's a part of the official roster. I don't know if he's a part of the official roster or if he signed on to the practice squad, because if he's on the practice squad, he'll still remain a free agent because practice squad players don't get put on the official rosters because they can be signed off of the practice squad to literally any team. But if he is on the active roster, he will move over to the Jets, but his player likeness is now in the game. Another backup quarterback for the Chargers, Easton Stick, got his player likeness in the game as well. Again, not that it's really a problem getting these backup QBs in the game. It's good. You should have as much player likeness in the game as possible, but I feel like they have to have more important players to put in the game. At least I would think so. Again, they might not have the scans for some of the people you want to get in the game because these players have to make themselves available to actually get scanned in. If they're not there like the Combine or the Pro Bowl, and they don't make themselves available, that's kind of how you wind up with issues where Austin Eckler and Fred Warner were not scanned in the game for so many years because they actually have to make the time to get scanned. But even with that said, I feel like there's more important players as we move on to the next guy, Jarrett Stidham of the Broncos, their backup QB. Again, it's fine that you're getting these guys in the game. I love that. But there's so many young players like Puka Nacua, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall. I mean, you can name them. George Pickens. And I don't know if they just don't have these guys scans right now to put in the game, but I feel like they have to have more than just these three guys, and they have to have some more important guys. So I don't really know what's taking so long getting some of these other more important guys in the game. But for this update, these are the three guys that we got. They also fixed some UI issues. There was one where the missing UI would happen after accessing the notification center from the main menu. They fixed a soft lock when dismissing the friend picker in the player friend online head-to-head, and they fixed various stability issues with the UI as well. Now, recently, we also got some big news about the upcoming NCAA college football game, and if you want to know more about that, you can check out this video right here on the screen.